So as I was thinking about this presentation and building and leading a winning team, somebody walked in my office, they picked up this brochure, and he said, all right, building and leading a winning team. And I had this kind of moment, David, kind of like you had. It was, holy crap, I'm not Tom Osborne. I can't give that speech. I'm a little bit more like the Bad News Bears coach, drinking a beer at the end of the dugout. So I'm really glad to be here, and I think the reason why I am here is I happened to co-found a company called Buildertrend almost 10 years ago, and we are a software company here in Omaha, Nebraska. We sell software into the construction marketplace. That's really not relevant for today's topic, but what that has allowed me to do over the last 10 years, it's allowed me to connect with people in this audience. It's allowed me to connect with entrepreneurs. It's allowed me to connect with people that are looking for new opportunities to make job changes. And the one thing that always comes up in these conversations, especially with these startups, people looking to take a big leap, is how did you do it? How did you survive? How did you make it up to this point? And it's a really great question, and you can answer it a lot of different ways. The easy answer is, well, we've got an awesome software product. We've got an awesome product team. Our sales metrics are amazing. And those are all true, but the reality is we put our priority on people, right? So people have always been part of kind of our pie that we think about when we're thinking about making decisions. And so part of that is, how do you treat people great? How do you make them love coming to work? How do you make this experience, just amazing for them? I think that, is our responsibility. They're going to give us 40 hours a week, if not a lot more, of their time, their effort, their career for this idea that came out of a basement after 6 beers. And it's a huge responsibility to have as a leader, to have people work for you. And so making a priority in people is not a real difficult concept, but it is a concept that you really have to put a lot of effort into. And so I was thinking about a time, we started in 2006, so we predated the App Store and the iPhones and all that cool stuff. We definitely predated skinny jeans and the startup T-shirts. So, we started this software company selling to contractors, and all of a sudden the Great Recession came, and it's 2008, and I'm literally sitting in a meeting with our first 10 employees in tears saying, I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to do it, but what I do know is we've got the best 10 people here, and if anybody can do it, we can do it. You guys made the investment in us, and I swear to you, we'll make the investment back. And so we never had to lay anybody off. We were profitable. We made money selling software to home builders in 2009, which was nearly impossible. It was an achievement that I am probably more proud of today than any other. And so people ask, well, how did you do that? Well, what you have to do, and it's really easy, is you just have to lean in. You have to lean into your people. It's not leaning into product development. It's not leaning into marketing. It's leaning into the people that will come to your work every day and getting to know who they are. There was like that old philosophy, you can't be friends with people that work for you. Well, that's ridiculous. You spend 40 hours, 50 hours a week with these people. You should get to know them. You should take them out to lunch. You should understand who they are as a person outside of work, because that's the most important part of who they are. And so that's a core philosophy for us that we really live by. The second part of that is celebration. And so I love celebrating pretty much anything. I'm going to celebrate after this 7-minute speech. And so part of celebration is, and it sounds cheesy, you can say, oh, this is a tech startup, these guys are weird, whatever. But celebration is celebrating the small victories as well as celebrating the big victories and making that part of a priority in your business. So, early on, we strategically placed our office next to the Green Onion. For some of the folks that have been in Omaha, might think that's crazy, and it probably was crazy. So, if we would get 2 deals in one day, we would potentially cut off the day at 10 a.m. and we'd start celebrating. And people say, well, how could you? Older folks or my parents say, how can you just leave work and you're paying those people to go drink beer or go play golf? And the answer was easy, is we were talking about work when we were playing golf. We were celebrating our successes. And we were getting more done out there than we'd ever get done back in the office. And it still holds true today. We're lucky enough to have 100 great employees. More than 100 people choose to come work for us every single day. And so it gets really challenging the bigger you get to lean in to every single person that chooses to come work for you. But you build that culture, you build that foundation, and it's amazing how you see this snowball effect. And the person that you hired last time carries on the torch to the next person. And all of a sudden, you start seeing it happen in front of you. And so the celebrations don't stop, you know. For us today, celebrating means having lunch for everybody in the company every Friday. And it's a simple task that doesn't really cost that much money. But what we did is we dedicated 2,500 square feet of a place in our office for people to come and celebrate. We just worked our asses off for 4.5 days. Let's go eat some halfway decent food, depending on what we're having that day. And you get to connect with people. And you get to connect with somebody from a department that, you know, maybe 5 years ago you would have never been friends with. And all of a sudden you build that camaraderie, you know, in the organization that is so crucial. And so the celebrations never stop for us. The goal is to always find something to celebrate. So as I think about leadership, we've heard so many great things from amazing people, but the one takeaway that I would have for all of you tonight is start making people a priority. Add it to your meetings. You know, you're going to have a marketing meeting, you're going to have a sales meeting, you're going to have a forecast meeting. Have a people meeting. Talk about how you can make your company better through your people. So that is my message for today. I thank you so much for having me. Look forward to meeting you all afterwards.